If you push through that feeling of being scared, that feeling of taking a risk, really amazing things can happen. Marissa Meyer. All right, guys, welcome back to Sis N Giggles. This is episode 4. We are going to be talking about being a boss.
Woo, being a boss.
Is
it worth it?
Is it worth it?
We are going to cover expectations versus reality, setbacks, the hustle, rebranding yourself, reinventing yourself, doing that you don't want to do because we all got to do that we don't want to do, changing with the times, and work-life balance.
Yeah. So if you are not aware, me and Karen are both entrepreneurs. I own a custom cake shop, so wedding cakes, groom cakes, birthday cakes, and treats. I also sell cookies online. A little promo for myself. You guys can go on www.unikakes.com to see all of the treats and order some things.
We will put all that information in the description box as well.
Oh man, we didn't talk about what we were eating today.
It's not too late.
Okay.
Bring us home, girl.
What we are eating today are some red velvet and white chocolate brownies with a cream cheese icing. And just keep in mind, we have the Patreon where most of our recipes will be there, so you guys can subscribe and get some recipes from us. So Karen, tell them a little bit about your entrepreneurship.
So I am a content creator and cookbook author. I'm
Whoop, whoop.
working on another cookbook right now. It's going to be bigger and better, filled with a lot of stories. But yeah, that's kind of my thing right now.
I told you when we got your cookbook, Brian was like, your friend has a cookbook? Put it on the shelf. Put it on the shelf.
My dog.
So
Shout
he
out to
was
Brian.
Another Libra.
Libras.
Anyway.
Gang.
Yeah, no. He was so excited and so proud of you for that cookbook.
Oh,
so
thank
yeah,
you.
you should definitely be proud of yourself for that. But yeah, so come on, take us away. Lead us into this world of bosshood.
Being a boss is stressful.
It's stressful.
It's very stressful.
It is.
Let's kick it off with expectations versus reality.
So so let's just give you a little background of how I became an entrepreneur, because it actually wasn't something that was like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. My parents are actually entrepreneurs, and I guess it's like the generation of my parents were like, go to school, get your college degree, and work for somebody.
That was my family.
Yeah,
Still is
still,
my family.
yeah. But that's another topic for another day about what I feel about college and how it's a scam.
Yeah.
But I went to college, I graduated, and I ended up in human resources. And I hopped around a couple of corporate jobs, and then, trusty dusty COVID happened.
Oh, COVID changed.
COVID changed. It's still changing the world. So I was in human resources. Nobody was hiring. I was told to go home and we will call you. You're going to keep your job. Mind you, I just found out I was pregnant. So I was like, yeah, nobody's going to get terminated. We have PPP loan or whatever. And it was, on my birthday, I got a call. And they said, hey, we have to let you go. On my birthday, I got pregnant and COVID. So I was
shout out to your dependable husband.
Yeah, I mean, he stepped it up. Like, side story, when I had to go clean out my office, he was like, fuck these people. He was like, I had like food in my desk. He was like, leave this shit here, they don't need that. And he's like, if he's gonna pop up on one of the podcasts, but my husband is, if you see him, he's very intimidating, could look very hood.
First of all, it ain't even that he look hood. This man is like 7 feet tall.
Girl, shut up.
His arms are bigger than my thighs.
They are.
Then you add in the tattoos and the swag and everything else. But it starts with the size.
Yeah, so when we walked in, like assistant manager kind of like walked out and like, because you can see like if I have a
He want
still
his ass beat.
face, Brian has like a man, yeah, like get out of my way face.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was pregnant. I was sitting on a couch. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I had previously started doing cakes out of my house because I had nothing else to do. Like,
And by the way, Kecia picked up cakes. Like, it was just one day she's like, oh, I'm baking cakes.
right?
And then she started rolling out these beautiful cakes. I'm like, girl, when did this hobby start? And like,
Girl, I'm one of those people that if I can see it, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And then if I don't do it right the first time, I'm gonna keep on doing it until I get it, because you will not get the best of me.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, my friends, you can attest, I had them picking up cake from my apartment. I got some cake. Come try this out. I'm pretty sure people got tired of me giving them cake because I had to perfect it. But so I started doing cakes. Everything was YouTube. I learned everything on YouTube, a lot of trial and error. And I didn't even think about starting a business. My husband said, hey, there's a lot of loans going out. You know, if it doesn't work out, then what is there to lose? You bet on yourself. So it was a lot of back and forth because I've never been in a position where I solely depend on myself. Yeah. And if you are thinking about being a boss or being an entrepreneur because you think you can have your own schedule, please think twice, because you do not. You work 24/7. You work harder for yourself than you would for anybody else. Just putting that out there. So I was blessed enough to have parents that have rental properties, commercial. So I kind of moved in and I did not know anything about food safety. I learned everything as I went, literally as I went. And it's still a learning experience. Yeah. But
you should be so proud of yourself.
I am, but I'm tired. And mind you, I started business in the midst of COVID. So it was like, think about it. Like, nobody was working, but we were getting grants. We were getting loans. We were getting unemployment checks. We were getting food stamps. We were getting the stimulus checks.
I miss that whole
train. I was paid, not working. And girl, let me tell you. So
I was still working.
I wasn't working, but I was kind of like, when it all happened, before I opened my bakery, I was depressed. I was like, I'm not contributing to this relationship. I've never not been without a job. I've always had a job. So me not having a job felt like I didn't have purpose. Yeah. So I was like, I need to find something to do. And my husband was like, chill out. You're pregnant. I got us. And it's hard for me to depend 100% on a man, especially at that point. We were not married. Yeah. So I had just bought a new Benz. Yeah. And I think, side note, me and my manager at where I was working, we had the exact same car. Like, we got it the same weekend. Dang. I didn't even know she had it, and it was the same color. Dang. We got the same Benz truck, same color, same weekend, and I did not know.
That's wild.
That's wild. And I was like, that's probably let me go.
She can't be driving
what I'm driving. Can't be driving what I'm driving. Yeah, but whatever. So he was like, I got you. Don't stress. I don't want you to, you be fine. I got a good job. Just worried about being pregnant. Bitch, when I tell you I was bored out of my mind at home, I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't see nobody. I was pregnant, and it's like I felt like I was missing out so much stuff. Yeah, I was missing out.
It's not like you could just right?
Yeah. I was like, I had to put a dent in the couch because, bitch, I was just laying on the couch. Like, I had to find stuff to do, and we couldn't hold events, so I wasn't doing cakes. And then it was like, hey, we have to get out of this recession or whatever. We have to get out of this pandemic. So think about opening your business. And that's how I opened Unicakes.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like my journey is also one where, like, I didn't plan for this. And, like, I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. Like, honestly, that's kind of foreign to them. Like, they're all about go to school, get a stable job, work for somebody. Like, still to this day, they're very like, did you find a job? What are you doing? Like, that, like, they don't get the whole they don't get content creation. They don't get how that brings in money. Like, even though I tell them like, oh, like I work off of brand deals and like I make money off social media.
Right.
I still don't think they get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have one of these brownies.
Yes. So like, I didn't really go into entrepreneurship as well, being like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm be honest. So I've been a workaholic all my life. Like, I usually always had 2 jobs. Like, I'm talking about even when I was working full time. Like, I would always have another job, another side hustle. Very, very stable. And then, like, after I did reality TV and, you know, got married and all that, just all of that, having COVID happen at the same time that I'm being, like, introduced to the world and stuff like that, being in this, like, new space, new relationship, burnout caught up to me real bad. Like, I was depressed. I didn't even know I was really depressed, honestly, until all the dust settled from my divorce. And I was like, damn, she was depressed for like 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's just like, I was depressed. I was struggling with anxiety. Like, luckily, the pro is that I got to stack a lot of money between being a workaholic and then doing a reality show. And I say a lot, but like, I know that's like relative. I got to stack enough to where I felt comfortable with having a partner who at the time, you know, was there to split bills with. I felt comfortable walking away.
Right.
So I actually took a break just to take a break. Like, I was like, I'm burnt out. I've been like, I think when I did the show, I don't think I had ever taken a week off of work.
Oof.
Yeah, like in 10 years. Like, I had never taken a full week off. So burnout had caught up with me. Like, depression had caught up with me. I worked in healthcare when the pandemic hit, and I worked in healthcare for like, I'd say about 1.5 years after the pandemic hit. And so like, all my projects were all like pandemic related. Yeah. And I was just tired. Like, I was so exhausted. And so I started doing more content creation. I started to understand more about like social media, how to make money off of it. I worked on the cookbook. And although like shit's very much so up and down, like you said, I've been learning completely as I go too, because I was never like in my room like, oh, I want to be an influencer one day. Like,
because that was never that in when we grew up, like that was nothing that we thought about. Like, you know, when we were in high school, we just got phones that could do the full keyboard. Right. We were still T9 texting. Like, being an entrepreneur, making money off the internet was not even a thing that we thought about.
It's not even a thing. And like, honestly, it's still so much that I know I haven't tapped into, because that's the other thing. Like, when we talk about expectations versus reality, like, you are doing every thing on your own. You don't have a marketing department to go to. You don't have a finance person to go to. You don't have a team to bounce ideas off of. Like,
right.
That was something like, even outside of like, once I came out like my depression and all of that, and I feel like I was able to go into a space to where I've been more productive. Like, that was one of the things I had to take a step back. I was like, I've never not like worked, because I've always worked for a company. Right. So it's like, I've never not had a team. I've never not had like resources and people to go to. And it's like, no, you're creating everything from scratch. Yeah. Like, your processes, like any templates that you have, like, for me, like navigating contracts for like these brand deals was new to me. Like, it's just, everything was new. And I still feel like I'm not even fully comfortable calling myself a content creator, because I still feel so green. Like, you know, like, I'm not rolling content out.
We are going to change that.
Yes, keep I know. But it's been like, I have to learn the editing from scratch. I have to learn, like, even this podcast, this is a part of our entrepreneurship journey. Yeah, and it's like, y'all, we in front of the screen, behind the screen, fucking up, figuring it out,
phones dying, camera dying. Do we look?
Audio.
There is no
up,
team.
right?
It's team Kecia and Karen, and we figuring it out. We figuring it out.
Yes, and like, you know, I'm proud of us because like a lot of the podcasts you see, people, I won't say all of them, but like especially the more popular ones, like they have teams of people or at least one person helping them. And it's like, no, we just thugging this, figuring it out, doing it ourselves. Like, girl, how we get an intro? Like,
laying in bed thinking about like, oh shit, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. But I will say this, like, I have no bakers in my family.
Yeah.
Not a one. Like everybody in my family, I mean, we're from Louisiana, we cook.
Yeah.
So I didn't have recipes to go off of. It was kind of like trial and error. It was like look some stuff up. I don't have anyone in my family that has owned a restaurant. So what do I do? Yeah. So it was nobody that I can talk to that can help me. And then some people that I find that wanted to, and it'd be some people, not all, but a lot of people gatekeep. Like they feel like you can't do what I'm doing because I'm doing it. But in reality, we have two different things going on.
And
like,
not only that, there's room at the table.
There is
for
room
everybody.
at the table.
Like real talk.
Like I'm not going, and this is something, an example. I'm not going to block my blessing or block your blessing because I'm trying to, feel like, oh, well, you can't do this because, and we'll talk about burnout later. I downsized my bakery and I kind of just moved over 2 spots. In the spot that I was in, another cookie shop is going to come. And my mom was like, hey, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I'm not going to block my blessing. We have 2 different, my clients and my clients. Yeah. So if that's what she feels like she wants to do, then you go forward with it. But, I'm not going to say, well, no, it's only one bakery that can be here or one sweet shop that can be here because I cater, I cater to different people. But I expected it to be easy and it is not. Yeah. Like when I first started, I was in my bakery 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Trying to figure out time management. It's just me, and I did custom cakes, birthday cakes, treats, specialty boxes, walk-ins. You could come in and you could buy something. Like I was tired. Plus, mind you, I had a 6-month-old newborn. Yeah. And not long after this, a year, like not even a year, a hurricane hit. Yeah. So I had to deal with a hurricane, and then we started to buy a house. So it was like one thing after another happened. So in your mind, you're like, oh my God, this is going to happen. This is the game plan that I have, the timeline. But life hits you hard and fast, and you have to adapt to what's going on around you.
Right. And so like, those are like your setbacks. Like all these little things happen. I can even tell you like, from a content creator standpoint, like you said, people gatekeep. Like I reached out to so many people just like for help. And when I tell you breadcrumbs. But not only that, like setbacks in terms of like needing new equipment that you didn't think about that you needed. For me, I will tell you like the last like 6 months, content creation, like in terms of like brand deals, have been the absolute worst for me. Like I lost over $12,000 in literally a month's time at brand deals that just like fell through for different reasons. Right. Like changing priorities, changing objectives. Like it was nothing even on me. Right. But like I'm like, well damn, I thought I was straight for this winter, right. But now I'm not straight, and there's no consistent, like if you ain't straight, you just ain't straight. Right. Like you got to fall back on yourself.
And that's why you have to. I remember when I first started my bakery, I was making $10,000 a month. Yeah. Easy. But I feel like what has happened in the economy now, it has slowed down business. Like I'm a luxury cake. You gotta want to come to me, like, and people don't have the money to want to come to me, and then that trickles into like corporate, with you, corporate brands is we are trying to save money. People are not spending as much.
Yeah.
There's not enough money in the market. Like, buying a house is ridiculously high. Like, we bought a house when the interest rate was like 3%.
Yeah.
Now it's like 7%. So like everything circles back to your business. So you have to have foresight to see, this is not going to work. I don't want to spend money on this. Let me change it up and have a backup plan for what you want to do, because I thought that I would just be in my bakery making cakes all day, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm out. I'm at festivals. I am at, plants. I'm a vendor. I'm going to urban league meetings trying to figure out, what do I have to do to scale up my business?
Yeah.
You can't be stagnant and be like, I'm just going to do this one thing, because that one thing does not work. And that's the thing that some people don't realize when you're an entrepreneur. It's easy to go to somebody's job, sit there for 9 hours, collect the check, go to your house.
Yes.
But when you want to do something for yourself, you have this sense of pride that I need to do this. I don't need to, I need to succeed. I don't want to fail. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to do the legwork. You have to go out and make yourself visible. You have to brand yourself, because if you don't, nobody's going to do it.
Yeah. And that is something like, branding has been something that I especially have like needed help with, because it's also different. Because I feel like you have your business identity, especially for you, like, because you have a bakery, right? Like, that's just unicakes.
Right.
But then it's like, which some people choose to have a personal brand on top of that. Some choose to keep it business. But it's like, I am my brand. That's weird to me. I'm going to be honest. Like, I think it would be easier to like have a thing that I brand versus like branding myself, because
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
I feel like I got to put myself in a box, and I hate that, because I don't feel like I'm an in the box type of person. Like, it's just like, I feel like people can watch me. They like, is she classy? Is she ratchet? Like, is she reserved? Is she out there? Like, it all just depends on so many different variables. And so it's like, I know what's one of the things that I still have to work on, which I actually have somebody I want to work with that can like help me with like some of these like personal brand things, and just like truly ironing it out and like putting it into like just formats that make it more digestible for my audience. But I know for me, like you said, things change. Like, I am no longer married. That's a rebrand.
That is definitely
like point blank period. Like, that is a rebrand. Like, and that's another thing that slowed me down too with like my content creation, because again, it's my personal brand. So like, if Karen's heart is broke and I'm sad, that's affecting my money, because like I don't feel like smiling
doing
for the
anything,
camera and like doing it, but it's like, it's my life, and I'm not good at like separating it, which I think has pros and cons. But like, yeah, the whole branding and like reinventing and rebranding yourself, like that alone is hard in, I think, any business.
Well, to kind of circle back what you said, so you are your brand, but because I'm such a small business, like it's just me, like I'm a one person business,
Right.
I am my brand. So if people see me out, they're like, that call dirty, or like,
she don't want no cakes from her,
right? Like, she don't look at her baby. Look at her baby got a snotty nose, mind you. Yeah, like they look at, especially in the where my bakery is located is small. So
the South, baby, the South,
the
be good
South
for that.
They be quick to talk about your mom and them, but like, I have to hold myself to a certain standard, right? Because I don't want to be seen as, oh, well, she do blah, blah, blah. And, and I'm not calling out anyone, but I have to separate my personal, like, just keep an example. So my personal Instagram and social media is different from my business, and it will not cross over.
Yeah.
You will not see me twerking on my business page, because I never know who's watching my business page, and I want it to be as professional as possible. And I'm not calling out people who do that. That might be, your personality and a part of, what you're offering. But for me, I feel like I want to be, I just want to keep it at a certain professional level. So I am a part of my brand. And it's just, Yeah.
And I feel like too these days, people want to know who's behind the brand. Like, I
They
don't
do.
think these are the days anymore of like you just have your business and it's just your business. Like,
No.
people want behind the scenes. They want to know about you. They want to know who's making their cakes. Like, they want the details.
And that falls into shit you don't want to do, right?
Shit you don't want to
Because
do.
when I started, it was just taking pictures and posting them shits on Facebook and Instagram. Now it's
Yeah.
like Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
Threads.
Yeah.
Making videos. Making videos are the vein of my existence. I hate them. Like, and
Keisha, I'm a content creator.
look,
And I hate it.
oh my God. Like, I made a New Year's resolution to be like, I'm going to post every day.
Yeah.
Bitch, 3 days in, I ain't post nothing. I ain't post
Listen.
nothing in about 2 weeks.
When I tell you, I looked at my page one time and I was like, I ain't posted in 4 months.
Jesus.
How?
Jesus. And it's just, you have so much to do to stay relevant.
Yeah.
If you are not on it, if people can't see you, they don't know you, they quick to forget about you. So it's like, you have to, everybody wants to know everything about everything. So I have to show you how I bake the cakes. I have to show you how I decorate the cakes.
How
I
you
have
box
to show
them.
how I box them. I have videos on me boxing. I have videos on me walking into the bakery, just opening the things that I do. So it's like, the things that you don't want to do. I am an introvert at heart. I hate going out and talking in public. I'm doing a fucking podcast, but I hate going out talking in public. I don't like people's eyes on me.
Same.
So when I have to go to like these festivals or like to these vendor events and it's just me, I am intimidated in a sense, but I know I have to do it if I want to go somewhere. So you have to get out of that, box, or you have to do things you don't want to do. And it's like, it's all for my business.
Yeah.
So,
And it's weird because, like, me personally, I found it easier doing stuff like for for companies than for myself. And I feel like we can get real deep with that one because I feel like that like is like it's intertwined.
yeah,
and
it's
like,
ingrained in.
yes, like from grade school.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different discussion. But like, that's another thing that like this whole transition to entrepreneurship has challenged for me. I'm like, how am I so productive, like one of the like highest capacity like workers and stuff like this when I'm working for somebody
else,
but then when it's me, I get stuck. I get scared, because I'm like, again, but it's like you said, the introvert thing. Like, I'm an introvert at heart. It's not natural to me to be like, hey, let me put the camera in my face. I want to show you everything I'm doing. I want to show you like how I do blah, 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 blah. Like, that's not natural for me, but like, that's the life I live right now.
But I think that whenever you're working for a corporation, you're behind that corporate brand, right?
It's not,
it's you, it's
are
you.
you.
It's you. Like, you can't fall back on anybody. Like, you're falling back on yourself. So it's like, you're intimidated in a sense. Like, I am intimidated. And another thing is, not everybody will like you.
Yeah.
Not everybody will like your product. But then you have one person that's eating the same cake that they taste like, this cake is off the hook. Like, and then somebody be like, well, it tastes too much like So you have to realize that you're not everybody's cup of tea. Yeah. And that's fine. That is fine.
I like that. Not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah. Like, and life goes on. But if you let that bog, like what I've learned, everybody has an opinion, just like an asshole. Yep. Everybody has an opinion, and people will come into your business and tell you how to run your shit.
Yep.
What you need to
Where
do.
your business at?
What do you need to do? You should be doing this. You should be doing that. And when the first time somebody told me that, I kind of caught offense to it. Like, who are you? Yeah. But then I had to realize that people gonna say stuff, and you just gotta let it roll off because you know what you're doing. Yeah. And it's okay to be open to criticism. Look at it. As long as it's constructive criticism, I'm okay with it. But if you saying some stuff that's off the wall, me and you I'm gonna have to see you. What we doing?
Oh, and then let's talk about like changing with the times, right? Because yeah, like I said, you already have like setbacks that are happening. You already have to do a lot of that you don't want to do. You already feel like you're kind of on this little island because you have to do everything. You are the marketing department. You are the finance department. You
Purchasing
are human
department.
resources.
You Adobe
Right.
QuickBooks.
You're
Payroll,
your editor.
human
You are
resources.
the starring role. Like you are everything.
Your delivery, pickup, cleanup.
Right. But now we also got to
Dishwasher.
factor in like changing with the times. Like COVID, I think was a great example. But like now I'm going to tell you all this AI stuff. And I feel like you so much better with AI than me. Like you're teaching me stuff about AI and capabilities. But it's like even with that, it's like I'm thinking from a content creation standpoint. I'm like people using AI to edit their videos and put them together. I'm like, I got to learn I'm gonna be behind. I'm already behind, but like, now I gotta like really get on it. So
AI, AI is taking off. Like it's so much technology out there, and it scares me. Right?
Same.
Like
That's why I said in our last episode, I start having more empathy for my parents because I look at all these little things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like AI scares me because it's taking so many jobs from people. I saw AI make a cake and I was like, what the fuck is
Making
happening?
a cake?
Making a cake.
How?
It was like a machine. So it wasn't, the AI that we could type in stuff, but it was a machine that literally iced the cake and decorated with the sprinkles and stuff like that. And I was like, oof, what's happening? It's too much.
Girl.
At what point is too much too much? Like at what point?
Right.
Like, cause
you
you're
already
going,
have to question every video you see online
Yeah.
because so much is AI generated. Like, have you seen Mia Culpa yet? Tyler Perry new movie. With
Is that
Kelly
an AI
Rowland?
movie? Because somebody was like, "This is an AI movie" or something, or the script
So,
was written by.
I was
AI.
gonna tell you, I don't know in what capacity he used it, but Tyler Perry talked about how he used a lot of AI for that movie.
And in our day in college, in my day, we had to write all of our paperwork. If you put 3 words in AI, you get 17 pages of anything that you want. So
Yeah.
it's like, are we helping? Are we hindering?
Yeah.
Because now you have a kid that can like pass through English lit and not learn anything, and you can't catch all of the AI, right? You can't catch it. But as it pertains to my business, staying on top of the trends, like there's always a different cake trend that's coming out. Like now it's the burn cakes or something like that.
A burn cake.
Like the top layer, you haven't seen the burn cakes? Like the top layer is wafer paper and you light it up on fire and it burns away, and underneath it is something else.
Wow, no.
So you can see something and then you have to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
it pertains to my situation, I don't really. You got to figure out your niche really and go from there. If you're one of those bakeries that does all the trending things, I will. If somebody calls me with something I don't do, I will definitely refer you to somebody who does it, because I don't. You find yourself getting sucked into doing this and buying this and being so trendy that you're not true to yourself.
Yeah.
So if you just go with whatever the flow is going, then who are you?
Yeah.
You just like when I'm scrolling through TikTok, I can see the same script of people doing the same thing. Like, where did this originate? Like, who's the original content creator that created this? And it's like people are doing the same. Like, nothing is new. It's the same thing, different people.
Or like you're watching videos and like in the comments you start seeing people be like, this is AI. Like you're watching AI and you're like, what? You take a second, but it's like the stuff that AI can do is crazy.
I was listening to an AI, because I listen to podcasts. I mean, not podcasts, Spotify a lot. And there's like an AI DJ.
Right. It's crazy. Like I was looking at one thing because I was actually looking at AI to help with some of my content, because I'm like, I have all these clips and I have all these ideas. Is there a quick way for like me to put in AI and it spits something back out to me? But like while I was doing my research, they had like AI that would literally like move your eyes and make you look like you were looking at the camera, even if you were like looking down, say like reading something like this.
That's creepy.
Like, right.
That's
You could put like your image in there and then it can make you do like look like you're in all different sorts of places doing all different sorts of things. And I'm just like, That's my question too. Like, where is the fine line? Because you know how many people fake their lives already?
Fake it till you make it ain't. Look, they ain't make it. Some of them made it and still faking it.
Right.
But as a content creator, does it scare you to know that your face is out there and people can put it on anything and do anything with it?
Yes. I don't even like, which, I mean, it don't stop nothing, but like, I don't even really like giving people my Instagram, like, that I meet in regular life. I don't know why. Like, because I just feel like there's so much access already. And like you said, people can take your image and make it do whatever. And it's just like when you start to see like what is AI generated, what isn't, like you said, just different trending topics and stuff like that. Like, you have to just, I feel like, really be grounded and know like what is for you and what isn't. And like I said, that's for me been something that I've personally like, it's held me back, like, I'll admit that. But like, on the other end, like, authenticity is important to me.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want everything to be fake. Like, I don't want everything to be computer generated. Like, I don't want everything to just be like, oh, I plugged and chugged. Like, I definitely think there are times where it works.
What that rapper said? Give you the cellulite. Who that was?
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
What you talking about?
He was like, I want to see all the real stuff.
Oh yeah, some ass with some stress marks.
Yes.
Ass with some stress marks. Yeah.
Yes.
Stretch. Why can't I say?
I don't know, stress marks. That's
Right.
They stressing me too, but I mean that's neither here nor there.
No. Yeah, but no. No, I feel that, like, and I guess that just, I don't know. It's just balance. Like, I think everything just comes back to like balance. How do you stay balanced, Kecia?
I'm just not getting balanced. Like I said, it's just me, and I had to make a conscious decision last year that I'm doing too much. I'm exhausted. I'm not giving 100% to my family. I feel like I'm able to give 100% to Unicakes, but when it comes down to my family or my daughter, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Right. So I actually stopped doing walk-ins, and I stopped doing like last minute things. Like, you literally have to come to me for a custom cake or a custom order ahead of time, because I was doing a lot of last minute orders. I was staying out there late. I was going in early. I was doing stuff for people that it was hurting me. So I had to realize, okay, you are overextending yourself. You are burning the candle at two ends. Like, what are you going to do? So I made a conscious decision that I am no longer going to do this. And if I lose some customers, good, but I'll still have my clients. So clients and customers are two different things.
Yeah.
Like, two different things. I have clients that have been with me since I've been baking out of my apartment to my house to my bakery. So, you know, what's for you is for you. And I expect to have some dips, but eventually I'm expecting to get, you know, right back where I was. So that is one of the setbacks I guess I had, but it's helping me do other things and focus more so on, you know, my family, because my daughter is still young and there's a lot of things that I want to do with her. Yeah. And if I spend, you know, 95% of it in my bakery and 5% with her, like, I'm not really doing all that I can, right? And then I don't want to go 100% and drink all these energy drinks and then go with her and I'm all like over the world and crash and burn and die.
What's that? It's a little like
the Tasmanian devil.
It's a thing going around where people be like working or doing something and it'd be like,
oh yeah.
You just short out.
I'm a short out, and I'm like, no, I don't think this is for me. So, sometimes you have to make those difficult decisions because I'm letting money walk out of the door, but it's not all money is good money, right? So you just have to figure that shit out for yourself. So
I'm be honest, I don't feel like I have a lot of like work-life balance right now.
I mean, your life is kind of your work.
Right. And that's why I don't feel like I have work-life balance. Like, it's weird. Like, I was telling someone, I was like, even like vacation now,
It's not really a vacation.
I'm like, I still end up capturing content. I'm like, what can I do with this? Like, how can I use it? Or like, full disclosure, it's like, I really haven't had like a vacation for me for real. Oh Lord, in well over a year. I did a family trip last summer, but like one, I did capture a lot of content. I played photographer for my sister, and like truth be told, it just wasn't even that relaxing because like it was at a family friendly resort and there were kids and all that. So like
Kids.
yeah. But like even in that, it's like I'm capturing content. My sister is like, oh, reach out to the hotel, see if we can get deals. Like, because that content creator, like, it's like, where's the line between, okay, this is real vacation time and this is an opportunity to capture content. So that's something I'm working on. Like, to be honest with you, I want to get my life to the point to where content creation honestly is like just like a third or fourth source of income. Like, I don't want to have to care about analytics, metrics. I don't want to have to like
too deep.
yeah, I don't want to have to do all this stuff that just relies on like my life. Like, I want to share what I want to share when I feel like sharing it.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. But yeah, so that's kind of where I am. So I guess like in closing, one of my questions, and this is a question for any entrepreneur out there too, is entrepreneurship worth it? Is it worth it, Kecia?
Is it worth it? So, for me, it is. And my life right now is, unique. Mm-hmm. So, without saying a lot, because it's probably going to be another episode, my husband's upbringing was shaky at the least to say. Yeah. So, entrepreneurship worked for me because I have the flexibility to be there for my daughter when I need to, because my household does not solely depend on my income.
Yeah.
But on another level of it, I have experienced so much with my entrepreneurship. I've met so many people. I've been to so many events. I have that pride of saying, this is mine. This is mine. But at the end, you still have to be profitable. Like, you don't want to have a business and it's not profitable, or you don't see the fruits of your labor, because at that point it's just a hobby. So for me, being an entrepreneur is worth it. And sometimes people who have businesses have to step back and go into that corporate field. And I mean, me and you were talking, I was like, I might need to get a part-time job.
Girl, listen, I've been applying for full-time jobs, full disclosure, because like I said, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Here. Like it's been rough. It's been rough. This has been, last year was one of the hardest, and this is us being transparent. Last year has been one of the hardest years for me financially, but I was blessed to have my husband, and I was blessed to have my parents to kind of help me along with it. So I do see that there's light at the end of the tunnel for this. And like I said, if this does not work, then I'm okay with going back into the corporate field. Like, I don't have that much pride. Like, I have pride, but bitch, these bills need to get paid. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to put my pride over my family's needs. So if, you need to take a step from being an entrepreneur or do part-time on your business and, collect a check, that's totally fine. You just have to prioritize and see what works for you, because you can't be so set and say, I'm not going to work for nobody. This is, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
And you have to be you have to have foresight, not even foresight. You just have to be comfortable enough in yourself and be like, I need to do this until this takes off.
Yeah.
So for me, it's worth it.
And I know, like, for me, like I said, full disclosure, it's been really hard for me too. Like, going from, like I said, being a workaholic, being like very stable. Like, honestly, I was usually like the overachiever in my friend group. I was usually the one with like multiple jobs, like multiple sources of income.
When I met you, you was like, I got this stuff. Like, damn, I'm living. It's happening?
Right. And that's just not my reality anymore. So like that comes with like a whole different like layer of like emotions. And so it's like in my mind, I'm gonna be honest, like it would be great if I had a corporate job right now that just could give me the stability that I need to like get my stuff done, pay my bills. Like you said, I'm not above that. A whole different conversation, but like going back into the workforce after you've been an entrepreneur, I think comes with its own sets of challenges, not just from like your mindset, but just literally being able to get a job. Like coming from people who worked in HR and did recruitment, you 9 times out of 10 are going to go with somebody who is currently working for another company. Right. Like that alone has just been a huge hindrance, I feel like, for me.
Fake it till you make it. Them resumes. Continue.
Right. And then you got to lie on your resume. Like, just, you know, it just be a lot.
Well, you said you speak Spanish.
What? Okay. Hola. But, so yeah, it's like in a perfect world, I would go back to like that super hustle culture where it's like, okay, you can have this stable corporate job until you get some of these like more, you know, I hate to say side projects, but like you get these side projects, you get these like different passions that you have like off the ground and running. And like for me, it's been extra hard because I don't have a partner. Like, didn't see that coming, but it happened. Right. So it's like, okay, well, now, boop, no notice. You out here on your own. Right. And so that has just been for the last like year and a half. Like, this has honestly been one of the toughest places I have ever been in. Not just like financially, but like emotionally. Like I said, even what it does to my confidence, I'm like, how did I go from this like boss bringing in like,
still a boss? You right. We just got a little setback. Everything's gonna be all right.
Amen. But like all in all, like would I say it's worth it? I would, because like when I look at the way, like now that I've seen a glimpse of what my life could potentially be, it's just like I also look at, man, you get tied down to this like 9 to 5 culture, working your ass off for other people when you could really be doing that for you.
Yourself. Yeah.
And it's tough, like I said, because you're everything. Like you don't have a marketing department to go to. You don't have a finance person. You don't necessarily have a team. You can get there one day, not saying that, but like, you know, I've also seen like just the power it can give you, like in terms of being able to create your own. And that's why I said it's a deeper conversation one day. But I think that American culture and like the way that they shape us, it's to go work for somebody else. It doesn't teach you how to get stuff for your own and use your own gifts to make it.
Because you're so focused on somebody else's that you don't even have time to think for yourself.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about being a boss? Are you a boss? If there are some entrepreneurs out there, tell us your struggles, your achievements, you know, give us some tips and tricks and some things that maybe
how did you make it through the hard times?
How did you make it through the hard times? Are you
People
making
be asking me, I'm like, girl.
Pulse check, are you okay? Are my business owners okay? And it's sad because I see a lot of people, bakeries that I followed, have closed their doors.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, just tell us your thoughts. We will be posting our discussion board as well as posting some questions on our Instagram and TikTok for you guys to answer. Do you have anything else while we close out, Karen?
That's it.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on our podcast, Sis N Giggles. Please make sure that you guys follow us on all of our socials. We will link them below. And you follow us on Patreon.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that.
All right, guys. Bye.
Toodles.